Hey, it's Eric here again with the 1949 Ford F1. This is a short bed pickup truck with the original 239 flathead V8. It's got this 3-speed on the floor, which I really like. I like it a little bit better than the 3-speed on the column, although both of them are pretty cool. But anyways, this one's still got the old push button. So we're going to turn the key in the on position. We're going to push the button after we push the clutch in. And she fires right up. Left her in gear. So we're going to take this one for a little spin. Sounds like we got, well, that's me messing up shifting. We got a little bit of a squeak in the belt. That's me acting like an amateur shifting my gears. It actually shifts out pretty smooth. Sounds like it's got a pretty consistent little tick there with the belt squealing like that. Maybe because it's cold as well. I know a lot of times they warm up and smooth out, but the engine's fine. The brakes stop nice and straight. Show that I'm actually not touching the steering wheel there when I step on it. Of course I am now, because we're heading into this cul-de-sac. I do all my videos. And the emergency brake actually works. I would not trust it to hold on a really tight or steep hill, but it seems to hold pretty good on a slight incline. And I just went for the door handle and it's feeling a little loose, so I reached through the window and opened up the door handle, so it may need to be adjusted. Easy to open the hood with one hand. Yeah, it definitely sounds like we're getting a little squeak out of the belt. Not really a big deal. Put some new belts on it, but a little bit annoying. Something I had not noticed when I drove it previously. And again, it may be last couple of times I've driven it. I was over at my buddy's house and he had driven it first, so it may be just that it needs to be warmed up a little bit better. You got your flathead V8 in here. Nice, clean, rust-free inner fender wells and firewall, all good and clean here. It's got an auxiliary fan here, and there may be a switch in there, I'm not sure, that turns it on and off, or it may be on a thermostat, I don't know. But a lot of guys do that with these flatheads. I know that some people get a little scared of them overheating. I think back in the day they were especially fond of overheating, or if you didn't change the water pumps regularly, you could risk overheating one side or the other of the truck. But I've actually personally never really had any problems with them. I actually got the indicator lights on, and I had pulled the switch earlier to show that the lights are all working. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of funny, but I almost like the way these trucks look better with the lights on. So this got a new paint job on it. It's a driver quality paint job. It's not perfect. In fact, there's a little scratch there from pulling out of the garage already. That happens. Definitely not a perfect paint job. It's got some body work in it. It's got a little bit of Bondo here and there, but it's still a good looking old farm truck. And you can see that I've got the lights on in the back. They're lit up as well. Brake lights work. Single stage paint, nice and shiny. And as we get up close on it, there's plenty of imperfections in the truck. Not tons, but there's enough that, you know, the body wasn't worked perfectly. It was never supposed to be a awesome paint job to begin with. The guy that did it said, I was just trying to put some paint on it to make it look a little nicer than it did. So, you know, a few little spots here where you can tell if you get up close that the body wasn't worked out perfect. Obviously this wasn't repaired before it got painted. The grill, you know, actually they make a chrome grill kit to cover this, and that would actually make it look brand new without having to do any body work at all, and give it the added bonus of having a little more chrome, which I like in the front. But you can tell getting up close here, there's a little Bondo here in it. I don't think that the truck is a Bondo bucket. I don't think it's all filled up with Bondo, but definitely those few spots there you can see. A couple little spots here, you know, it wasn't sanded out perfect before it was painted. So like I said, there's plenty of little imperfections here and there. It's not also not a $35,000 truck. So, you know, that being said, it's a great looking driver. And we've had it out a couple times, lots of thumbs up, you know, lots of people want to take pictures. This is the original wood bed from what I can tell looking up underneath it, which we're going to do in a minute too. I think that might be the original wood bed. That's what it looks like. If it's been replaced, it was done a long time ago. So top of the cab looks like it's in good shape. I don't see any major issues. A couple little spots here where looks like the sander hit the weather stripping, but the glass looks good. Weather stripping actually looks pretty good. Now that the window rolls up and down nice and easy on the driver's side. And all the glass appears to be in good shape on this side as well. I know there's a crack in the passenger side glass there. I'm not sure if we, yep, there we go. Other than that, that's the only imperfection I see in any of the glass. Got the original dash. And I'm not sure that any of the gauges are working. I can't remember. That's kind of the weird thing. Well, let's see if we can. Okay, yep, temperature gauge is on, fuel gauge. Can't tell that, I don't think that the oil pressure gauge is working. Well, maybe it is. It actually looks like it's moving a little bit. So, appears that the gauges are actually working. That's great. I know there was an additional horn button down here, but I didn't hear it honking as I push it, and I know the original horn button's not working. It's got the old school turn signal switches, but I don't believe that they're functional. And I don't think that the windshield wipers work either. It's got an older headliner in it, a little saggy right here, but still in, you know, presentable condition. How about an old sledgehammer? I'm gonna have to keep that. And the seat actually appears to be older, original style. Wait for the camera, there we go. And no rips or tears. I'm sure that this was probably replaced, who knows, back in the 80s or something like that, but it's still in great condition. If it is the original one, then it's in damn good condition. So, cab corners are actually pretty good. Bottoms of the doors, step sides, all rust free. As we get up underneath here, no rust that I can tell to mention so far. Floor pans appear to be in great shape. This is a really solid truck. I don't know the story on this truck. I wish I did, because I feel like, you know, these trucks tell their own story. So when you see things like, for example, this wood, you know, I'm thinking that might be the original wood. And then when I see an undercarriage that looks this clean, I'm thinking, I wonder if the odometer is, you know, accurate. I don't even know what the odometer says. I mean, if it says it's 10,000 miles, it's probably not, but it says it's 68,000 miles. So I start thinking to myself, this is original and clean. This has probably been taken good care of. And like I said, I feel like that, you know, these vehicles, they tell their own story. People can try and lie about them. People can try to embellish things, cover things up. But at the end of the day, they tell their own story. That's why I try to do a video. I actually don't get to meet my customers face to face very often. So we started doing these videos 11 years ago. I've got over 680 videos on YouTube. Look at how clean these inner fender wells are. Holy crap. This is a really solid truck. Rockers on this side. Cab corners got a little bit as the camera adjusts there. Waiting for the camera. There we go. See a little bit of rust in here in this cab corner. Step side appears to be in good shape, just like the other side. Inner step side. And I'll scoot back up again so we can see this side. and the floor pan. This looks like a typical Southern States truck that's probably been even possibly kept indoors. I think I already did this fender well. Go onto the front. And for what I'm seeing, as I do an inspection on this with the video camera, this truck's been taken good care of. So I'm real happy to have it. It actually really steers nice and straight, runs down the road good. I mean, that squeaky belt, but that's an easy thing to fix. And this has probably become, I think this has become my favorite body style. I really like the 48 through 50s. Obviously I love pre-war trucks too, but post-war, I just love the fact that the fenders are, you know, still separate from the hood and separate, you know, they're not integrated into the bed yet. There's just something really sexy and artistic about the way these old Chevy and Ford trucks, especially. Dodge did a good job too, that's fine. I'm not a Mopar guy, but I just love these old Ford 50s models, and Ford and Chevy trucks both. They did a good job. They kind of copied each other on some things, but they also did their own unique original stuff, and this is a beautiful F1.